Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another weekly edition of Timeout Talks, which is brought to you by Chase and Thrills Custom T-shirts and accessories, and is also sponsored by the Ice Shaker, and we are also sponsored by Make It Mac. Go buy your custom Timeout Talks apparel via www.chaseandthrills.com and purchase your Ice Shakers at www.iceshaker.com. Want to thank all of our viewers who will be viewing between Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. As you may know, and as you may see on the bottom of the screen, tonight is agenda free. But before we start getting to those, and I will post the Zoom link so you guys can join. I want to see all the comments in the chat. We're having a weird issue with our OBS is being weird. So you guys won't be able to see the other people's comments if you're on different streaming platforms. However, we will. So bring in those comments. Don't want to discourage that. I just want to explain because usually we have on the bottom right of our screen where it says live chat. We don't have that feature for you guys tonight. However, we have some good news. Just official, right before the show, Timeout Talks set up our annual March Madness Bracket Tournament Challenge. So big stakes for that. You will be winning a free Ice Shaker. The total champion with the most points at the end will win a free Ice Shaker, a Make It Mac custom Timeout Talks shirt, and you will be winning the pot, which the entry fee is $20. We will make a post shortly after the show explaining a little bit more. So super excited for that. I know Ben loves March Madness and he loves Agenda Free.
Oh yeah, Josh. I mean, both great events right there. I mean, I'm dying to hear everybody after this sort of Celtics. I don't even know what you can call it right now. Let's just call it Celtics shenanigans for St. Patrick's Day this next week. We'll keep it on the theme of that because I really don't know what's going on over there. I know I want to hear some people over there. We got to give it a little easy on them. You know, we can't swear too much at them, Josh, but it's getting a little dicey with them to come frustrating everybody over here. But I love March Madness too. Duke ruined it for me last year. Duke was so close. I was about to win a lot of money right there with my Dukies, but it's going to be exciting to see who's the Cinderella team this year, and can't wait to see everybody getting involved. Josh, I love March Madness. Even if you don't follow college basketball or basketball, it's just good to just join. Throw a little 20 in there. It's not too expensive. Some people are saying throw a little more. No, I think 20 is a good price, Josh. I think 20 is solid. You know, it's not too much, and you're not killing yourself with the bank right there. So love March Madness. Love Agenda Free. And I got to figure out my team who I'm going to root for this year, Josh, in March Madness. I'm still trying to figure it out, but I think it's going to be a great all around. And again, $20, not too bad, Josh.
Oh, 100%. It's very doable. I know we had some people giving us a little bit of pushback.
They're always going to yell at you, Josh. They're always giving you slack, but 20's fine.
Yeah, we got to do 20. That's just kind of how it's got to work. It's a family thing. However, we got Scooby coming in. First comment of the day. Again, it's agenda free. Probably going to start off slow. But again, I also want to say, make a comment in the chat. We encourage you guys to actually join the show live. We're opening the Zoom to you guys. I have posted it out. So if you're watching on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, or Facebook, I don't think it went through Twitter. So you'll have to substitute over to either Twitch, Facebook, or YouTube, but the Zoom link's out there, the meeting ID and the passcode is out there, so you guys can join, hop in the stream. We're leaving it open to you guys. But we got Scooby, first comment of the night. He's back. Saying, I was at the game of the year. BC slammed Virginia. Talking college basketball. And then he's got, Ben's nervous. I showed up. I see it in his eyes. Scooby, he's only nervous until you get in this chat. And Aaron coming out of Twitch. Of course we're on Zoom. Hop in.
Yeah, I was trying to see that game of the year. I think he means Virginia Tech. That's for the basketball. Because I think Virginia beat BC in basketball this year. Virginia's pretty good. A nice little ACC team if you want a little early college basketball preview. BC just won their first round against Louisville this morning in the ACC, not this morning, this afternoon, in the ACC tournament. So shout out BC. BC's looking good. Their new first-year head coach, I believe it's Earl Grant. I'm sorry if I messed up your name, Earl, if it's something else, but he's had a good little job over there for the Eagles. So shout out BC, and come on, Scooby. Yeah, as Josh said, I'm never nervous. I want to hear from Scooby, actually. Maybe he can give us a little lesson on the rugby, whatever's going on with rugby. And we know Scooby's always going to give it to us straight on the Bruins. All right, never mind. I think I got to do a little double checking on that, Scooby. But BC Virginia, he's giving me the stats too, Josh. See, this is why we need you in there, Scoobs. But always welcoming everybody, especially my guy, Scooby.
100%. Always. He's been missing for a little bit, Scooby. We want you back in here. Hop in. I know it's tough to get in here. We obviously appreciate everybody who can hop in every week. But yeah, Scooby, get back on in here. He's all in on the BC train. I've been more of a BC guy than I've been a BU guy, so I will say that. You know, a lot of people are kind of hating on Syracuse from around here, so I like Syracuse. They've been my basketball team for a while, but yeah.
Syracuse, there you go. Well, 2-3 zone, Josh. Come on, that's a solid little team over there.
Jimbo
sorry, I found that game. So sorry, Scooby. Yeah, that was actually in the 22nd, a couple weeks back. So wow, that was a really good win for BC. BC, I mean, like I said, they got this first round win over Louisville. If they can make a little run in this ACC tournament, yeah, a couple good wins throughout this schedule. They could sneak their way into the NCAA tournament. So I want to see a little deeper run into this postseason, but I'm glad Scooby's. I mean, I didn't think Scooby would be the one to kick it off a little college basketball for us, but I appreciate, as always, Scooby helping us with that. Like we said, just get into that March Madness pool, I should say. And, I think we're all just, get as many people in there, because like we said, if you can pile up that money, Josh, you get some of those bigger amounts, and the tournament's just a great sort of event to just watch through the whole weekend, and just get everybody a little interested, and you find some new heroes that you never heard of before in basketball, and the future stars of the league too. So it'll be all around great. So watch out for BC too. Thanks, Scooby.
Oh, 100%. The football program on the rise, maybe at some point. We've had some good running backs through. I just want to say shout out to Beast saying hello. Welcome on in. Come on in. Join that Zoom. I don't see anybody in the Zoom right now. So just kind of waiting on that. And one of the things that happened over this past weekend, or actually, before we get there, it's agenda free. You guys control the show, not me. Scooby coming in, just finished Drive to Survive, and I'm an F1 guy now. Ben, seems like that's something you know more about.
Let's go. I mean, I've been telling him to get on this Drive to Survive. I think he yelled at me for it not being a sport before or something. I believe it was one of the sports, but Scooby, if you could drop your favorite team, I'm a Ferrari guy. I'm glad this is the perfect time, Scooby, to just release their new season of Drive to Survive right before the start of this season. Good race this past weekend. Tough for Ferrari with Leclerc coming out of the race. But listen, Fernando Alonso is looking good. So I'm glad to see I got another supporter in F1 with Scooby. Gross. He's a McLaren guy. That's pretty gross, Scooby. It's all right. We can bounce back after that. McLaren's a good little team. Got Oscar Pastari, a good little young driver over there, and Lando Norris. Lando's kind of I'm losing a little taste in him. He's like he's kind of becoming a little villain in F1 now. I liked him a little before in some of the earlier seasons. Lando's kind of going into more of the villain territory of F1, kind of he's rubbing people the wrong way. So I'm going to preview that for Scooby a little, but Josh, we'll get you on this F1 too eventually. I mean, this F1 train is going to take over. Netflix Drive to Survive, great series, great season, new one, great so far. Haven't finished it yet, but great series on Netflix. And the new season of F1 just got out. So every Sundays, so great events in the country, Monaco, Italy, Spain, go all over the world. Usually Sundays from 8 to 10 a.m. It's a little early start, Josh, but guarantee you they're worth the early wake-up call.
I like to hear. I was always I followed a little bit of NASCAR. That's probably the closest I've ever gotten. Ben's probably like, oh, what the hell? But yeah, I was always more of a Jimmy Johnson guy. Kind of just followed on the hype train there. I would always kind of poke fun at a couple of my friends who were huge Dale Earnhardt Jr. fans. I was more of a Jimmy Johnson guy, but didn't follow that much. Just kind of watched the Sports Center highlights after. But yeah, if it's on Netflix, maybe I'll give it a try. Maybe try and hop in here, learn more like you, Charlie, and Scooby. Scooby's joining the sport now. And we're still waiting on Scooby. Said he'll be joining in 10. He's eating. That's fine. Maybe he can be the first one to hop in the Zoom because I don't see anybody yet in the Zoom. Also want to say shout out Mikey. Mikey, hop in the Zoom. I love the fact that Mikey's in here. I'm glad he was a man of his word. I was talking to him the other day. He's going to hop in. And Aaron saying same. So looks like Aaron's eating too. And on the eating. So we got a couple people eating. One thing I want to throw out there, just because nobody's really joined yet. I know it's agenda free. We go by you guys, but I'm gonna get the gears going a little bit. A huge card just happened this past weekend. Me and Ben were talking. Did a parlay, hit on every single leg besides the Bucks. The Milwaukee Bucks finally lost. Of course, the one time I bet on them, they lose. That's just my luck. But Jon Jones putting Ciryl Gane in a guillotine. Just with under 3 minutes, the match was over. The fight was over. Just took down the UFC's top dog in the heavyweight division, Ben. I don't think anybody... I know they're lining up for the Stipe. It looked like they were kind of teasing that a little bit with Jon Jones calling out Stipe, who was watching on in the crowd. I don't know what's next for Jon Jones, but I'm telling you right now, this guy, and I played devil's advocate with my friends who were there at, this past weekend when we went out for the fight. I was messing around saying, Khabib, the GOAT, the GOAT. How can Jon Jones not be the GOAT? I mean, he's only lost because of disqualifications. He took 3 years off, came back, jumped a weight class, and beat the top guy. I know Ngannou stepped out and isn't there, but just unbelievable, Ben. Within the first 3 minutes of the fight, he looked great. Didn't even lose any type of... There's no rust. All that rust is kicked off if there was any rust in training. Great card, I thought, but even a very more surprising finish than that main event there, Ben.
Yeah, I thought Gane was going to come out a little more fired up, obviously. As we were saying, Jon Jones, I'll agree with you on that one. I think we should give him a little more cadence to that, say a little more vocal about him being the GOAT. I know Khabib's over there with the undefeated record and everything, and I think what sort of steers people the wrong way is sort of the personal antics. Jon Jones busted PEDs and sort of some drug issues in the middle of the career. That's sort of led to everything. And in that DC rivalry, he wasn't the best looking guy out there. He was kind of portrayed as a villain sometimes. But like you said, he just wins. As you pointed out, his only lost disqualification. That was way back early in his career. I wasn't really watching UFC back then. I don't know how that fight went, but just looking at the stats, it seemed like he was controlling that fight too. Don't know what happened in that one. Can't really say, but he's just pure domination. As Josh highlighted, just moving up a weight class, putting on some pounds, and he just out-wrestled Ciryl Gane, who was supposedly one of the best wrestlers in that division. I know it's heavyweight, you're supposed to bang, but Ciryl Gane, we were told could do both, but I don't know. I don't know if he just wanted the payday or what. He kind of just fell apart. I know Jon Jones was very dominating performance and everything, but God, I felt like he came out a little flat. I think he was a little scared. I think it was just a little starstruck. So I'm excited for the next one, as we've been talking about. Stipe, we're asking where it's going to go. It's probably, I believe it's got to go to Stipe. I think he already perfectly set it up with calling him out after the fight. Jones knows what he's doing. He's one of the best promoters out there. He's up there in the McGregor class. He knows how to put a fight together. He knows what he's doing. Dana's got him for at least, I forget how many, 5 more fights, so something crazy is going to happen. He's going to have a solid lineup to go through. So I see that fight happening. It's just because, I mean, he beats Cyril Gane, so I mean, he's not going to go fight Tai Tuivasa. I think Sergey Pavlovsky hasn't got there yet. I think he needs to get a little more. I think he needs a signature win to sort of put him in that class. He would sort of put him in that discussion. I'm trying to think of other heavyweights, but I mean, sort of when Ngannou left, it was just kind of like we're fighting for scraps now. Who's going to be the new person? We've been trying to find it, and I think we found it with John Jones, Josh. So I mean, great card. As we were talking about before, me and Josh were talking about this a little before the fight. Tough Valentina Shevchenko fight. Valentina cost me a decent amount of money. You gotta watch out for those sort of the championships. The other championships, there's always, the favorite always wins in the other one, but in that other title fight, it's UFC, anyone can win. And shout out to Alexa Grasso for just unbelievable rear naked choke. I mean, I don't know. Valentina got sloppy. She threw that spinning back kick and just Alexa just took advantage of it, pounced right on her. That was a little tough to swallow, Josh. Still getting over that one, but just a great card. Want to highlight that as well. Drake is putting on a show, my guys. Drake is Cam Simon.
I too.
Yeah, I mean these guys put on a show. Cody Garbrandt really solid out there. Nice comeback performance from him. And some of these other prelims stepped up. There was good, exciting fights throughout the whole card. But like you said, Josh, John Jones, I believe he is the GOAT. Just to answer it in a long-winded answer. I think he is the GOAT. I think we just got to eventually we just got to give it to him.
Oh, 100%. Especially what we've kind of talked about, the hoops and ladders he's climbed through. He's proven it. The record says otherwise. The 3 years off coming back and winning says otherwise as well. I agree with you, Ben. I thought it was a great card. Driscus, my guy. I can never pronounce his name or his last name. Kind of like you. Dricus. He's great. I liked that little video that Jeff threw in there too, trying to get that UFC character in there, calling people out, saying he's the best African fighter in the world. He's representing Africa. He's never left Africa. He trains in Africa. I respect it. I like it. Great for the sport as well. And yeah, just to go off your point, I think having John Jones back is great. I think the bigger issue, and I know you kind of touched on this a little bit, is, who's out there for him. We all thought it would have been Ngannou. He steps out. Cyril gone. The best option we thought on paper. That doesn't end up to be the case. Stipe, I agree with James. I think he just rolls through him anyways. And you're not left with too many more options. I have a bold take. Maybe he moves back down at some point after because he just rolls through. I don't know. I guess we'll have to see on that. And one of the bigger things, a little hot take that I had, UFC 286 is the next one. That is March 18th, so that's 2 weeks away. The co-main and the main event kind of carrying that whole card. You've got Leon Edwards and Kamaru Usman in the main event fight, followed by Justin Gaethje and Rafael Fiziev. Justin Gaethje is a guy that I know a little bit. Obviously, I know the two fighters fighting in the main event. However, Ben, I'm going to jump even further here. I think UFC 287 is the more stacked card. You've got Alex Pereira and Izzy Adesanya, the style bender, going at it in the main event, followed by Gilbert Burns, Jorge Masvidal. That's fireworks in itself. You've got Rob Font on that card. You've got Kevin Holland as well. And you even have the undefeated 18-year-old, however old he is, Raul Rosas Jr. on that card. He made the main card as well, probably kick off the show. So for the main card. So I think that one's a little bit more interesting to me than the 286. I know some people that I know thought 286 was more interesting. Want to throw that one out as well, but some good stuff coming down the line in UFC. I believe 288 is going to be in May, and that will be Pereira as well. He will be fighting in Newark, New Jersey. So big announcements coming down the pike for UFC. A lot of stuff to kind of chew on here. And hopefully we can get Cam LeBlanc back on to talk some UFC.
Yeah, you got that 280. You got 286 also has Joe Pfizer. Joe Pfizer's a good one. Actually, no, 287, I should say, excuse me. 287, my guy Joe Pfizer, knockout guy. But yeah, Josh, I mean, listen, I mean, March is just full of great fights. This is the month for MMA. And like I said, we get into April, leads April 8th, right? Starts it off with that 287, which just, we're just in a store for a bunch of great fights right now, Josh. It's great to be an MMA fan. Like I said, I always try to get involved. In between two, you got Marlon Vera, Sandhagen fight, a little fight night. So don't forget about those fight nights. Those are pretty good too over there. And this Saturday too, you got Peter Yan going up against it's pretty much cloning. I don't want to butcher his name. It's something Devilish. He's from South Georgia. It's a pretty tough name to pronounce. I don't want to butcher it for him because he is ruthless. He's my guy to watch out for. So nice little upset on this fight night. But Josh, yeah, I'm gonna have to dig a little deep into that one. But anytime you got that Raul Rojas, the youngest guy, you were right, too, 18 years old. Get me these must-watch TV over there. Big-time fighter. So we better see some UFC fans start sprouting up, Josh. I think it's time, and we've got some great cards to see. Hey, Joe Rogan's back too. We got Joe Rogan making his first appearance there. You got the crew back, DC, him, and John Anik. So that's the best crew we got. Let's just stick with those guys going.
100%.
Yeah, those guys are the best, Josh.
Yeah, they're the best crew, I think. I'm not crazy for Bisping. I know a lot of people are.
It's all right.
I agree with you on that. Hey, we're both in that broadcasting industry. We can relate. He's solid.
Decent.
He's solid. He's okay. I just want to get to a couple of the comments because again, as every week, not even just Agenda Free, our show is driven through you guys. We've got Patrick Schreggy, long time no see, coming in the comments. Agenda Free Tuesday. Okay, Maz. Whoa, Maz again, making fun of either me or you. Big 98.5, he's saying he's telling Chris Gasper. That's a funny one. A little bit of beef going on there at 98.5. And we've got Beast, a.k.a. Mikey. I found a video saying the Celtics have peaked on the NBA app. And here comes another comment by one of our through and through Facebook supporters, Nick DeVosta. I was waiting for somebody to talk about this. Should we be concerned about the Celtics? Ben, you can kick us off if you want.
Tough. It's tough, Josh. Like I had previewed before, I was trying to decide all day what take I should go with. But I'm going to go with the concerned take. I think we should be somewhat concerned. I know Tatum wasn't there last night, obviously. We can get into this whole Grant Williams thing. We will. This whole debacle. Listen, he played well up until that free throw. I don't know why he's got to get into it. Donovan Mitchell there. Let's just hit the free throws and move on. You got to sort of give the Cavs a little credit. I mean, they had a bunch of substitutions after that missed free throw. Crowder was getting into it. Mitchell kept going up to him. They did their best to ice him, and it worked. So you got to give them a little hand right there for the craftiness and doing all that, Josh, behind the scenes stuff. But I am concerned a little, and that wasn't my main concern. I'm concerned, with these crunch time plays, late game moments. Jaylen Brown, we're up 2 in that fourth quarter, I believe, and Jaylen Brown misses that 3, and we get the offensive rebound back, and Marcus Smart just throws it up there. We got 12 seconds to kill, a new shot clock. We got the offensive rebound. Let's just waste some more time. He throws up that 3, and then leads to Donovan Mitchell's foul, which obviously, wasn't foul. I don't believe so, but that, Grant's up in the air. Grant's playing great defense. That's not him. That's just a home call. You're gonna get that when you're on your home court, get him up in the air like that. But they gave it to us back, and Grant didn't obviously hit those free throws, so the rest made up for it. We just didn't deliver, but. Sort of these late game situations, Josh, that we're just not converting. We converted them so much in this beginning and middle of the season. We're just falling apart right now. It started with this Brooklyn loss where I don't know where that came from. Sort of had that on the side TV. I thought we were good, and then had to turn that up in the third quarter because I don't know. We had a commanding lead. It looks like we had like a 15 to 20 point lead varying times, and then next thing you know. Mikal Bridges is putting on a show. He's dropping, I believe it was around 30, and the Nets have a lead. So it was pretty tough to watch in that one, but I do believe we should be concerned about the Celtics. You can pick your own varying degree to it, but there is some concern, Josh.
I like it. We've got Mikey coming. We are on a 3-game losing streak. Won't let you join the Zoom meeting. That is weird. Doesn't say that you're in here yet, so that's weird. Maybe it's something on the Zoom or your end, Mikey. Not sure. We've got Marianne saying, give them a break. Can't win all the time.
Yeah.
So that's where I was going to go, actually. I was kind of pondering for yesterday, going back and forth, looking at their stretch, lost to the Cavs, lost to a very red-hot Knicks team, lost to the Nets, and that's kind of when it started to go down. Was that kind of just debacle, that fumble, same thing with the Knicks game. I'm not too concerned, and I'm going to tell you why. This is a young head coach in Joe Mazzulla. I know I was talking yesterday with Cody and Tyler about this before WWE Monday Night Raw. And one of the things that we talked about was Joe Mazzulla and how we feel. I like him, and I think with this Celtics team right now, you've ran into a deadly beast in the Milwaukee Bucks. We've kind of foreseen the future for a while now anyways. I think right now, I'm just going to say the elephant in the room, it's going to be the Celtics, it's going to be the Bucks in the Eastern Conference Finals for the most part. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Don't shoot the messenger until it's actually happened, or if I'm wrong, but that's what I think is going to happen. And the Bucks are on a hot winning streak right now. They've won 9 of their last 10. They legitimately just were off of a fresh 16-game winning streak, as I talked about in the beginning of the show. The Celtics are going to be fine. The 76ers are playing good basketball. The Knicks are still 8 games behind. I don't see those two catching up. The Celtics do have a very, very fair stretch coming up here. We got the Trailblazers, followed by the Hawks, followed by, I believe, it is Minnesota. Oh, Rockets and then Minnesota. Yeah, so Rockets are one of the worst teams in the league. I think all 4 of those games are winnable games, even at home. And then that's followed by a 3-game road stretch. Still, I'm not too concerned. The Bucks are going to cool down, and the Celtics cool down a little bit. The Bucks are on their little stretch right now. The Celtics are kind of taking a step back. I said at the beginning of the year, I wanted the Celtics to get a number 1 through 3 seed. It's looking like we're going to do that. I do think I'm not giving up. I'm not switching my stance. I'm being authentic to the fact that, there's going to be times where we bump up from between 1 and 3. I think we have the talent. I think we have the coaching staff. I think it's kind of to your point, Ben. A lot of this season hasn't been played through our main core. Robert Williams, Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Derek White, Al Horford, whoever you want to consider in that top 5, Jason Tatum, excuse me. Those guys haven't played many minutes together in this season. Plus, you brought on a couple other acquisitions throughout midway. They're going to be fine. I agree with Marianne. Let's pump the brakes a little bit. Am I concerned? No. One little metaphor that me and Ben always talk about is the little panic red button. Do I have my hand over the red button? No. I'm looking at the red button in my spaceship thinking, okay, maybe I push that panic button once it comes down to the playoff time, but I'm not pushing that panic button yet. There's still plenty of basketball left. They've got a favorable little stretch coming up here, their next 4 games. I think they're going to be fine, and I think in correlation to their head coach and to the fact that they're, fairly young team, I would say there's going to be bumpy stretches. There's going to be rocky roads. This team just went to the NBA Finals last year. Hopefully they win it this year. They should be fine. I will say one thing. You definitely want to match up with the Bucks in the Eastern Conference Finals. No way earlier than that. And as James has mentioned as well, I would like to not see Philly, the Cavs, or the Knicks in the first round. You don't want to see that in the first round just because of matchups. But I'm not too concerned, Ben. I think it's something to be anticipated, expected.
Yeah, and then we got Rob out here. Rob, why aren't you cutting some promos for us, Rob? Calling out. I don't know who he's calling out, but I think he's just calling out generally everybody. But listen, Rob's Lakers looking decent
Rob,
over
hop
there.
in here.
Yeah, come
Sorry.
on, Robbie. If Robbie wants to come in, no, we got to hear from Rob. Rob will call out everybody, but then Rob won't join. So we got to give Rob a little something for that. But Rob's Lakers looking a little decent, even without LeBron over there. They're staying afloat, still not in the playing games yet, but back to the Celtics. I'm not too concerned. I am concerned a little over there, but matchups wise, it's I'm not too concerned about that. But I mean, looking at that Cavs game last night too, it's just some of the bigs kind of scare me. That's why I was going to go on that one. That's not what I'm ultimately fearing, but some of these big man matchups, like I said too, I mean, quickly in the New York series, I mean, he put up 61 points in 2 games. I mean, some of these matchups, I'm getting a little, the size with Mobley and Jarrett Allen for the Cavs, quickly this guard play for the Knicks. It's just a little, Embiid, you never know what Embiid can do out there. Embiid, we've seen Embiid take us over, so there's definitely some scary teams. I think we're going to have to get over one of those hurdles, obviously, in the playoffs. So I'd like to see the 76ers, Josh, if I'm going to be honest. I think we always sort of have their number and everything, but the Cavs do scare me. The Cavs are a little, just with all the length they have, and Donovan Mitchell playing the way he is. I don't want to see the Cavs. If there's any team I'm scared of, I'd say it's probably the Cavs.
Rough matchup.
Rough matchup. And at least I'll say the 76ers, just throwing that out there, seeing if anybody likes that stuff.
Ben throwing out a bone. We'll see who wants to chew it.
Anybody want that?
We got Rob. Oh, I like this one. It was a good little quote from Jake Paul yesterday. I'm a premium event, like Logan Paul said yesterday. Gotta let the little puppies get the attention. That's funny. He's not wrong, though. No one else is hopping in the Zoom call. I know we've had the Mikey issues, but I don't see anybody else trying to join. If you are, comment in here if you're having a hard time. However, speaking of Rob and his Lakers, as Ben was kind of going off there, I was thinking about it, and it's the same thing, Ben. You look at the Lakers, I mean, even all the way down to the 13th to the 8th seed, or the 9th seed, they're all pretty much tied or half a game behind. The Lakers are literally tied to get into the play-in tournament right now, which has been kind of a hot topic. It's something that I said the Lakers wouldn't be able to do. We've got a couple people in the waiting room, so let's get them in. It's agenda free. Here we go. We are going to get them in here rolling. Let's start it off with a little wild card action here. Let's get Erin on in here. She is going to join for a quick take. Let's see it featuring Lexus. Erin, how's it going?
Oh, Scooby just joined too. That's so funny. I'm good. I'm just I'm queued up to start a game in Rogue Company, so I didn't think it would
be that fast.
First of all, I want to say hi to James if he's watching.
Shout out James.
James. Oh my God, James. James
he doesn't like it.
Oh my God.
And Ben.
All right.
Okay, let me just pick theme and then I'll be okay. So yeah, I want to talk about the Celtics.
Okay.
I'm just worried that the last couple weeks are foreshadowing for how they'll be in the playoffs, but hopefully not. And I also wanted to point out that even though the Celtics were slacking, Al Horford was not. He has not been slacking. So that's my name.
Shout out
that's
to
Aaron's boy.
I love Al Horford. I know. I love Al Horford too. He's always been solid ever since his Florida days.
I chatted with Scooby before this, so.
That's good.
Don't give him all the credit, Aaron. Don't give him.
You know what? Do we go fatal 4-way here real quick? Let's just bring him on in here. Let's bring him on in here with Aaron. Let's go fatal 4-way 4 box. We haven't gone 4 boxes in a while. There he is, baby. Let's go. Scooby connected to the audio. Let's hear it.
How come I can't see him? Oh, we'll see. Maybe it'll pop up.
Scooby connected to the audio. Let's hear it.
Oh, there he is.
We'll see.
He's got his Bruins outfit on.
Let's hear it, Scooby.
Do you hear me?
Yeah,
we can hear you. You are good.
Loud and clear. Look at
So
that
I have
Bruins
7
jersey.
point agenda.
What'd you
All
say?
right, I'm gonna leave so I can start my game, and I'm gonna listen.
See ya, Aaron.
So
Thank you, Aaron. Scooby's probably gonna take up this whole time. So
Scooby, let's hear it.
No, I want to hear her Al Horford take.
no, hey,
It was
listen.
a good take.
You said Al Horford was good. Hey, what's wrong with Al Horford? He's been playing well, Scooby.
Al Horford has been playing well. Where do you boys want to start here?
He's got 7 points.
I think we'll start with the UFC.
Yeah,
Oh, let's
throw
do
it
it.
to the wall, Scooby. Throw it
I
to the
don't
wall.
want to do the John Jones. He's a stud.
Yeah.
We all know he's a stud, eh?
All right,
All
let's
right,
do.
pound for pound. ESPN today had him ranked at number 3 pound for pound, which is a joke. But
Yeah, that's-
anywho, how about Bo versus Pickett?
Ooh.
Bo versus Pickett.
That's my guy.
Let's talk about how Bo gave the guy a crotch shot, and they didn't see it.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I think we all saw it. I saw it. You saw it. We all saw it.
Listen, Scooby,
Was he-
are we really going to complain about that?
Oh,
I
Ben
don't
doesn't
even
like it.
I don't even really know what you're
Have you ever
talking
been hit?
about.
Have you ever been hit below the belt?
Oh, trust me, I am. Yes, I am. But
So
listen,
you know
that
that you
wasn't
can't
that.
wrestle after you got hit below the belt.
Oh man, listen, I saw a couple guys I saw in that Camp Simon fight. That other guy got hit twice. He was still fighting over there. He still played. He got hit harder.
Oh.
I didn't even listen. I
He
didn't even
didn't
really
get a-
see
he
Bo
didn't get a-
Nickel. That was fast. Bo Nickel. I gotta look back at the
He
film,
didn't
but that
get
was
a
pretty quick
national
one.
champion wrestler knee shot to the crotch.
Oh my God, Scooby! Listen, that's on the ref. Then the ref's got.
It was on the
catch that.
ref.
Fair point.
Yeah, the ref's got to catch that. But Bo Nickel, listen, get the chug in there. Get the chug in there. But Bo Nickel,
I didn't know if that was allowed.
well, you can do whatever you want. It's Facebook.
I can't cuss though.
Yeah, we avoid
Oh.
that strongly. We avoid that strongly. Listen, if you get caught in the heat of the moment, I won't yell at you, but you know,
All
I'll
right.
never yell at you.
All right,
but-
well, that's all I want to get there. Bo, he's nasty. He would have submitted him
nasty.
any other way. But the crotch shot wasn't seen by the ref. If Herb Dean was in there, Herb would have saw it.
Herb's
I
the
like Herb
best.
Dean. He got a
Herb's
bad
the best.
reputation too, though, for calling fights a little early at
he's-
times.
yeah,
I will
but,
say. I like Herb, but
Herb's
I
the
do like
best.
Herb.
Herb's the goat. Herb's the goat.
All right.
You gotta get Herb.
Off
Wait.
to my guys.
the Bruins.
Do you know what's the one variable that's different this year from the other years? What's the
Defense.
variable? Ben, tell me the variable.
Variable. I think we got the depth, Scooby. I think we
Oh,
got the
what's
depth.
the variable? There's
What-
one
what is the
person.
variable?
That's the variable.
Krejci.
Come on, give it to me, Ben.
Krejci? Who?
Who are we
Who?
missing this year? The variable that we're missing.
I don't know. What are we missing? We got everybody back. What are we missing? We got
We are
everybody.
missing one
Scoops.
guy, the guy that chokes, the guy
Oh,
that
Oh,
boy.
my
Here
God.
we go.
Yeah, I was
Tuukka
looking
Rask.
I was looking at, yeah, there we go. I was looking at
God.
Scooby. Come on. I'm
That's
just
my
a little
guy.
positivity. I know.
the year he's gone with the best team in the
In the
Go
league,
ahead.
in the league. I got you. I got
in the
you.
league.
No.
It's a variable. It's a variable.
Listen, Scooby, I owe you an
Bring-
apology on that one.
he
You
brings
have
bad
always
mojo.
been the anti-Tuca guy, but yeah. I mean,
Bad mojo. Bad mojo.
I-
And he's done. Nasty. Ready for this?
I forgot
The
about
Bruins
We're ready.
are,
that.
I got my notes, plus 400 to win. Plus 400.
Best team in the league.
Odds in the last 10 years. Because Allmark and Swayman, baby. Two studs
Have
in
it-
that.
Stud defense too, though. Defensive pairing.
Stud defense, but Allmark.
That's
That
Zach's.
guy, He's winning the Vesna. He already won the Vesna.
How can
He
I-
can
Josh
play-
is always talking about the goalkeeping, Scooby, and how could I forgot that Tuca's not there? How could I forgot? I've got the
I
anti-Tuca
don't know
guy
how
here.
it's not that one.
I know that's on me. Listen,
All
you
right.
haven't been around, but
Celtics,
anti-Tuca.
Celtics plus 325, but I mean, they're going to blow it. Bruins.
I'll throw the money on the Bruins. Give me that plus 400.
I'm saving my work personal day for the rally. I'm
When?
saving it. It's safe.
That's how,
I told my
that's how
principal.
confident he is. That's
Told
how
my
confident.
principal. It's done. It's a done deal.
So, Scooby, I agree with you. I think the Bruins are by far the best team. Is there a team in the Eastern Conference that scares you at all? And I want to see if you say the same team as me.
Maple Leafs.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
Talk about
We played shitty against
choking.
them.
Oh, boy.
We played real bad against them in the playoffs.
I don't agree. I think they.
It's a known fact. We play bad against them in the playoffs. They're
Hey.
a tough playoff team. Tough playoff team.
They can't get out of their own way, though. They're like the Dallas Cowboys of the
I
NHL.
don't care who they got. They play tough in the playoffs.
Listen, they,
And then
always-
we-
they got to eventually beat
Rangers.
us, Scoops.
I'm a little
Eventually.
afraid of the Rangers.
That's who I was waiting for you to
I was a
say.
little afraid of the Rangers, but dude, the Leafs were probably going to get them first round, and that's going to be the toughest battle, I think. All right,
I like that one. I mean, listen, there's no rebuttal for me on that one. Scooby's killing it tonight. Let's go, Scooby.
Scrolling through
The
my
only
notes.
one in here, man. Getting it going. Let's go.
I got
Scooby.
2 more points.
Let's hear him, Scooby. You got all the
As
time. No
we-
one else.
as- I know. I've been busy. I've been coaching football. Do the
There you
weight
go.
room,
What's the record?
What?
We play yet? You play yet right now? What's the record? He's coaching football.
I coach Cambridge. We're not very good.
All right. Well, that's why he's. All right.
But,
Can you say a record? It's not
I
even-
got some big.
What was the last season's record?
What were we? 4 and 6.
That's not bad.
Oh, that's better for
Room
Cambridge, though.
improvement. There's room for improvement,
We did
Scooby.
okay. We did okay.
Yeah.
Hey, I was offensive line coach, strongest unit on the field.
That's what we like to hear.
He's always got to highlight his performance.
But
always.
as reporters, as sports entertainers,
Yeah.
how do you feel about Maz comments? 98.5.
Listen, man, so you got to avoid those man's comments. You know, I don't
Definitely.
even want to touch those ones. See,
Pat
that's
was getting
why,
there.
Scooby.
Pat was getting there.
Yeah, Pat was getting there. Listen, I don't know what we were saying on that line. Pat was saying we were right there too. I don't know what we were saying on that one.
He's
I
just
bet
stirring.
Ben was.
He's just
Oh yeah,
stirring the
Ben was.
pot.
Yeah, right.
Ben
Just
toes the
stirring-
line. Always
Oh
has.
man, oh man. Listen, I'm trying to draw everyone back in. Josh is
Naz is a
out there.
treat.
Just no.
Hey,
Naz is-
Scooby,
Naz-
hold on, wait, Scooby. We got a comment.
is-
We got a
Naz
question
has
for
been all over the
you
place.
on Cambridge. I like this. Denise McKinnon. What's the variable
Yeah,
for
see.
Cambridge? What's Cambridge missing?
Yeah, Maz is.
In football?
Yeah, what's our city's variable?
Because upcoming year or the last year?
Just anything, because we can't ever make the playoffs.
Good God. Well, we gave up an average of 30-something points a year this year.
Oops.
You ain't going to win no football games when you put up 50 and lose, I'll tell you that. But I coach offense.
Again, personal. He's highlighting himself on
Ben
that one. I
won't let
like how
him-
he gets him out of it. I like he's
I'll
always.
send you my offensive lineman's highlight.
There we
You're
go.
putting dudes on there.
There we go.
But all right, the big question. You guys did hear about the big signing yesterday, right?
Big signing.
NFL.
Derek Carr. We going
Jesse
NFL.
Pereira.
Who?
Jesse Pereira. For rugby.
Oh, there you go, Ben.
Attaboy, Ben.
Well, that was the biggest. Listen, I missed on the Tuca one, and process of elimination with Scooby. This is a guy that I don't know. We're probably going to the rugby round, so I
Jesse
got him
Pereira,
on that one.
New
I'm
England
gonna-
rugby player. The Free Jacks brought in for the second year. The guy led the team in time on field, led the team in assists, and he just re-signed yesterday. And guess where I'm gonna be Saturday?
He's gonna
At the
be
game.
at the game.
I'm gonna be at Fort Quincy watching the game.
Fort Quincy.
And I
So
hope you guys
Scooby, listen, I don't really have too much on the rugby. Hopefully, the Jackrabbits? Hopefully, we're winning. Hopefully we're gonna-
Jackrabbit.
but then
Not
whatever
not
he's
looking too good this year.
not
Honestly.
looking too good, just like Cambridge football. It's all
Yeah,
right. It's
yeah.
all right. Listen,
But
hey,
Jesse, big signing, big
that's a
sign.
big sign.
6'4", 280, big sign.
We got a big
That's
boy.
really all I got. today.
We got
That's
Dylan
perfect.
coming in. Hold on. I want to see
My
if you
notes-
can.
My notes are done.
I want to see if you can refute a couple of
That's
these
right.
things. We got Dylan coming in here. Who the hell watches rugby? And Rob, rugby. We're talking rugby. Yo, cut this man's time. So they're getting disrespectful here, Scooby.
People talk big games over Zoom.
You're right. You're right. Hey, they ain't joining the Zoom. I want to see them join the Zoom. Before you go, we got Mikey with a question. I would like everybody to answer here. Best running back of all time. Go. Before we let you go.
Okay, take a sip. Take a sip.
Grow up, guys.
Why don't you
Good
really
gray
think?
hair.
Why don't you really think? Yeah, you take a sip. You think. I'm thinking too right now. Let's just throw one out there. I mean, you got to throw.
Earl Campbell.
Earl Campbell. I was gonna go probably Barry Sanders. You gotta go maybe
Oh, you
Barry
gotta go Earl
Sanders.
Campbell.
I like
Earl
that. I
Campbell
respect
averaged
that.
2 jerseys wasted per game.
Really?
No, I haven't. How much?
No, they had the
Oh,
rip-off
is-
jerseys back then.
Oh, they didn't. Oh, I didn't
Yeah,
even know.
so he
that.
went through 2 jerseys a game. I'm gonna go Earl Campbell.
I'm going to stick in Dallas,
Okay,
baby.
go Earl Campbell. Oh my God! Oh, who
I'm
you gonna
sticking
go?
in
Emmitt Smith?
Dallas,
Oh,
baby.
you're going
Emmitt Smith. Why not?
Dallas.
I like that one from Dylan too. Listen, Dylan.
Bo Jackson.
Bo Dallas, dude.
Yeah, it's
Like-
tough. We're going through a tough
It's
time.
tough, bro. It's tough.
It's the owner. It
How
starts
the
from the
Patriots
owner.
fan, I'm gonna be there soon, but like,
be there soon. What do you mean? You're already there. It's already a tough time. We're all in tough times. Well, Josh is probably not in tough times. Josh is in the least amount of tough times out of us three, Scooby. So
All the Bud
definitely
Light.
swig after that.
Dak
Definitely.
ain't winning nothing.
Oh,
Get
here
Yeah,
we
listen,
go.
Mac Jones
Hey.
isn't winning anything either.
Hey, we're
Listen.
playing each other this year
But
in
we paid
Dallas.
Mac a whole lot less than they paid
No,
Dak.
that's
Dak,
all
oh,
right.
here
Well,
we
again,
go.
listen,
We're
Scooby
getting
always
there.
finds a way to be right. Scooby's always got
Like,
that.
dude, the
He's
Patriots,
good.
they spend their money well this year, which Bill has Alzheimer's or something going on.
He's
we're
going a
like-
little crazy.
It's
Bill's-
just
Bill's-
useless. But, no, honestly,
Yeah.
best running back of all time.
I agree. I agree with that too, Dylan. I agree with that too.
Oh,
Listen, I was
Jackson.
waiting for somebody. No, I was waiting for somebody to
Don't
get me
care.
with the. He said neither is Pickett too, so he got me with the neither is Pickett winning anything right now. I was waiting for somebody to jam me with that one.
Yeah, you
He's
know
right.
Ben's a Steelers fan, right, Scooby?
Yeah, he's right.
I do.
Okay.
I would hope. I mean, I would hope he knows by now.
Dude, the best running back. There's so many like that you can put up there.
A lot.
I thought you went with Earl Campbell. You already gave.
I
me
mean,
that,
I can
so
say
you
my
already-
favorite right now.
Let's hear it.
Yeah, seriously.
My favorite right now, Derrick Henry, and I heard he's on the market.
Yep.
Yeah, he's on the trading market.
I heard they put him on
Same
the
with Bud
market.
Dupree. Everybody's they're cleaning house over there, trying to restart.
Oh yeah, they released
Oh,
Bud
yeah,
Dupree.
boy,
That
it's
is
crazy.
I mean, listen, hey, Bud Dupree, come over.
I love
to
Rabel
Pittsburgh.
and I love Henry. I don't understand how they're cleaning house, but anywho,
Listen, I know. Listen, they've got no quarterback.
Well,
I mean, listen.
boy,
What
I
about
won't say-
Derrick Henry for the Patriots, Scooby? You like that one? What about?
no,
you don't want that?
that's too smart.
I heard some rumors. Yeah, I know. Yeah, listen, I got a
Oh.
couple buddies wanting that.
You know who I did hear visited Leonard Fournette.
Oh, the Patriots? Mm.
Yeah, I heard he did visit Foxborough a couple weeks ago.
Well, Dylan, Kylie, if you're
And
in the
he's
chat.
going to come for a whole lot less money, and he's a hard running back.
I was about to say. Yeah.
I'd like
Man,
that.
I will say Stevenson, dude, put up a year last year. Nobody expected it.
Yeah, he's been good. Dylan, hey.
Come from somebody that James White's my guy. I don't know if you heard the whole story there, but I love my James
I've
White.
heard that story. What's
Yeah.
that? Is that a quick one? Is that a quick one, Scooby?
We got no one in the chat, man. Hey,
Oh, we don't
got
have
your
anybody?
time.
All
We
right.
got it's just Scooby right now.
So I've met James White a couple times through a friend of a friend, and
Mm.
I've sat in his family and friend tickets a couple times.
Oh, that's sick.
And
Scooby name dropping. Scooby name
No, no,
dropping
no.
over
He-
here.
he
Let's
puts
go,
you up in-
Scoobs.
he
Let's
put
go,
you up in the
Scoobs.
Putnam section, free parking, the whole nine. And man, the
Yeah.
day over the summer where we heard he got cut or going his own way, me and all my friends just literally so depressed. There goes our tickets.
There goes the tickets. Yeah, there goes the
There
tickets.
they go.
There
And
they
last
go.
year was the best because he was on injured reserve, so none of his family was coming to town.
To
We
get
were
all those
getting, like,
tickets.
4 tickets a game. Like,
Yeah, that's pretty sick, dude. Have the inside
Scooby.
connection like that, Scooby.
and I don't know if you ever sat in the Putnam section. They hook you up. They hook you up.
I was about to say they probably give you the whole 9 yards over there.
You have
Scooby.
to pay for
Scooby's getting
everything.
those Bud Lights.
Full,
Scooby's
no,
getting
no,
plenty
full
Bud
service
Lights.
bar. Full
Oh,
service.
really? Wow. Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
He's
I
really
remember
getting
my buddy-
after it.
My buddy Timmy was slinging the drinks.
Slinging. Kind of like you tonight on the show.
No.
He's
So
just got
I-
his BL. He's just had his BL.
Just BL.
After a hard day's work.
I had 3 wins on Warzone today. No big deal. But
All right, now we're turning. Now he's starting to teeter out there. We don't care about your wars. Nobody even plays Warzone anymore, Scooby. It's
yeah,
old
you're-
news.
I bet you're not very good.
I stink at it.
Oh.
That's very good. I've got plenty of wins in
I've
the
been
old
good
one.
with watching my language. I'm pretty impressed with myself.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
But
I'm always impressed with you, Scooby.
I'll let
Always
you guys get
impressed
back
with
to the
you.
real sports, and I'll get going.
Hey, thanks for saving us, Scooby. You're the best.
Yes,
Saved
sir,
us as
Scooby.
always, my man.
I'll tap back in if nobody does. You know I will.
Oh,
Well, you pretty
100%.
much got us to the last 10
Shout
minutes.
out to
You
one
got us.
of your good followers, Cam Monagle. Big week for him. Good job.
Yes, sir. Hey, that is
Yeah,
true.
good
Good
Shout
job,
out to
bud. You
Cam
didn't mess up
Monagle.
too bad.
Shout out to Cam and Megan. Oh, that's how he leaves too. Wow, look
Listen,
at that.
He knows how to make an entrance. He knows how to make an exit. Shout out to Scooby as always. He's the man. And everyone, let's get that Cambridge football going, Josh. Come on, he's got that offensive line going. Let's see some better defense next season.
We have, and he knows, the year after he left, so I was class of 2015. I'm pretty, Scooby was class of 2014. Correct me if I'm wrong, Scooby. We won 1 game the year after they left. Like, they just have not been a successful football program. Basketball, great. Track, great. Volleyball, pretty good. But yeah, so Scooby, shout out to you. Hopefully you can, bring back some of that 90s football, 70s. I don't even know the last time Cambridge football program has been relevant. I don't mean to like bash them on our podcast, but it just
Sorry.
is what it is. The elephant is not even in the room. He's gone. He's literally blew up. But yeah, we got some comments coming in here that we're going to get to. Dylan said he's all down for Leonard Fournette. He'd be down for Leonard. He's got the Leonard Fournette jersey with the Jaguars. Denise, 3-time Super Bowl champion. Emmett Smith for Josh, of course. And great point, Rob. I actually meant to bring this up in one of our group chats. Where's the Pelicans fan at? Last time they got hyped up, they were in first. Now they're in 10th. Talk about a drop-off for the Pelicans. Agreed. And Erin does have a history with the Bruins. She met a bunch of the Bruins players. Maybe we can get her on the podcast sometime to talk about that. And 7-4 his junior year, 6-5 his senior year for Cambridge Falcons. Those were probably the last times that they've been great. And last comment here, and I'll let Ben take over for a minute. If Mush joins live, I'll join and cut a promo on James. So Dylan saying he's not home, but we'd love to see that. Yeah, come on and do it yourself, Rob.
You always he's just always placing the blame on someone else. Dylan's giving us enough, he can't join right now. He's giving us ammunition over here. He's giving us this hot Jags take. I know he meant AFC on this one, obviously, with the Ridley reinstation coming back over here. That offense, that offense is looking good. So he's got the Jags AFC championship. To be honest, I don't want to just anoint them that division, but I mean, they just wanted to pass one. Titans, like we just mentioned, sort of clean house. Texans obviously rebuild, and Colts on the same path. Yeah, let's get those hashtag. Where Rob? Let's get those hashtags going again. I love a classic hashtag. Where's Rob? But I mean, the Jags. I might get a little behind Dylan on that one. That's probably going to be some good money too. If you want the Jags AFC, maybe come out of the AFC. Get to the AFC Championship game. Maybe look into gambling. I know gambling's coming about 3 days, Josh. I believe mobile betting will be allowed in Massachusetts. I believe on the 10th. So, get ready to lose some money and hopefully win some money as well. It's a dangerous slope. Everyone just remember to gamble responsibly, place those bets responsibly. Don't do anything with beyond your means. Just have some fun. I love everyone just pile on to Rob too. Shout out to Denise for that one. Everyone piling on Rob. But yeah, I'm kind of interested with that James promo, Josh, but Jags, watch out for the Jags next year.
I like that a lot. The Calvin Ridley coming back reinstated, that's huge. Hopefully Trevor Lawrence takes that next step. I like that a lot. They went on to have one of the worst head coaches moved on from him of all time to actually a competent head coach in Doug Peterson, who did a great job in Philly. I loved that hire for them. And yeah, they made some good offensive additions last year in free agency. Some of them got some snarly remarks from people, but they ended up being pretty good. They won that pretty battered division. Hey, they got in the playoffs. They won a playoff game and upset against my second favorite team, the Chargers. So I like that. Dylan coming in with a hot take that I can get behind. I don't know if they go all the way to the AFC Championship, but I do say they win that division pretty handedly. Maybe they get 9 to 10 wins next year. We can talk more about that too after the draft and after free agency and everything. But another little take here I wanted to kind of talk about a little bit. The one you talked about, we thought Scooby was talking about, and Justin Herbert is not overrated, Dylan. Next. The next take I wanted to get to, Derek Carr to the Saints. I was hoping Zach would maybe join, talk about that. I was looking at SportsCenter today. On paper, you could have Derek Carr, Alvin Kamara, Michael Thomas, Chris Olave, Taysom Hill. How do we feel about that, Ben? I thought it was going to be a short-term commitment. Looks like the Saints are all in on Derek Carr. How do we feel?
Hey, as a Saints fan, I would feel great. As a regular, just as Ben over here, as a team got no interest in it, I think it's also a great move. But as a Saints fan, actually, I'm going to bump that up. As a Saints fan, I'm going to be ecstatic. I mean, that's what you need. You just laid out the offense. It's had the potential there. So it's Jameis Winston was supposed to be just sort of with those guys, as Josh just mentioned. He got all these weapons. Jameis can throw the ball. He had a decent, sort of year with them and kind of showed some spots. And said, hey, maybe I can be the guy. But Derek Carr, that was just a tough Raiders situation. He did his thing last year. I know it wasn't, obviously look pretty the whole time, but I mean that's the AFC West. The Raiders, and you're the Raiders. He did his best over there. He took the Chiefs thriller. He beat the Chargers once. He did his part. He did all he could on that Raiders team, and now he's got a Saints team that has been begging for a quarterback. That defense literally has been pleading with them. Just give us somebody that can score. Got studs on that defense still, as you mentioned. Michael Thomas, Olave over there. I still don't know with the Kamara legal situation. Still a little up in the air over there. But I mean, if you get him back healthy, ready to go, who knows what you got over there? You lose that draft pick, I believe. I believe they lost that draft pick. I forget how they lost that one, but I don't believe they have a high one. But if they do, they can. I gotta double check the draft.
It was the Eagles for the Saints.
Yeah, I believe. Yep. Thank you, Josh, for that one.
Yep.
My bad. I got that. That would have been a nice little 10th one right there. But lose that one, it's all right. You can still fill later rounds and everything. But I think great move for him. He's got the defense, got the weapons when they're healthy. Michael Thomas, you guys still see him get out there. But listen, if I'm Zach, I'm pumped up. Got the quarterback. We're ready to go. And back to Dylan's take. I mean, Herbert is overrated. I'm not as opposed to it as Josh is. I'm saying he's not overrated right now, but got Kellen Moore, got your new offense coordinator. Let's see if you can improve. If there's no improvement, Josh, then there's going to be some questions raised about him.
I think he'll be fine. I think it was a off year. I think a lot of people kind of forget how many injuries they had. They didn't have Keenan Allen for multiple games. Mike Williams, who was it? Joshua Palmer was like their number one for like 5 to 6 weeks. They were battered defensively, battered offensively. They still made the playoffs in a tough division, in a very tight AFC. Justin Herbert's numbers went down, but I think we forget how he splurged onto the scene. He'll be fine, and I'm so sick of people, the dump-offs to Austin Eckler are going to look great. They're just haters. I don't think he's overrated at all. One thing I do want to say to not Dylan's point, to Ben's point is I agree. I think Derek Carr is a good fit. You look at the quarterback market. Aaron Rodgers, I didn't think was going to go there. I don't think Lamar Jackson. They were able to kind of bring in on Derek Carr. They took a flyer. I like it. They still have a stacked team on paper. I don't think Derek Carr is going to be the issue. I think the issue is going to be the dependability. Is Alvin Kamara going to pass this court case that's coming up within the next couple weeks? Is Michael Thomas actually ready to play? Is this defense primed like we thought? I know Dylan came in here and said Saints need to get rid of Taysom Hill and get some cornerbacks. I agree. They're paying Taysom Hill all this money. He does do a lot. He's the kind of their Swiss Army knife. But they need help defensively as well, especially in the secondary. I think they can maybe win that division, as Cody was talking about a little bit yesterday to me. That division on paper isn't the greatest. I think the Panthers, Falcons, and Bucks are all kind of in rebuild mode. We haven't even seen Kyle Trask play. I like the Saints to win that division. And another question, Denise, who's up for Raiders quarterback? I've been seeing some things. Maybe the Raiders trade down for the 4th overall pick. So we're getting close to the end of the show, but another little question here from Dylan. Y'all think Lamar leaves Baltimore? It's looking like all signs are pointing to that. I read something today from Adam Schefter that said he basically, it's kind of like the NBA. So he basically is going to have free range to kind of figure out where he wants to go, potential spot. I think he can even start to talk numbers, but I think the Ravens will have the chance to kind of match that offer sheet that he gets from other teams. I like that for the Ravens. I think, you're talking to Mr. Conflicted. I've never been a huge Lamar Jackson fan. I think he's a regular season warrior, shrinks in the playoffs, especially because he relies a lot on the running game. I'm the Ravens. I'm signing him, but it's just for the right price. I don't think he's a $50 million quarterback. I know he had that MVP year, but teams have kind of figured him out. He doesn't throw the ball to his receivers like James has mentioned, so why go out and even get a receiver that's going to matter anyways? I do think he leaves, Dylan. My gut says he leaves. It's just a matter of where. I think we're waiting on Aaron Rodgers as well. I think Rodgers to the Jets seems kind of like the likelihood, but you never know. But yeah, I think he leaves.
Yeah, so just pulling up some of the other stuff just to confirm it. But I do. They signed him with a non-exclusive franchise tag, the Ravens. So you're right. People can, the Ravens can match whatever offer is thrown at him. And if he decides to leave, the Ravens get 2 first-round picks from that team. This basically just gives Lamar free range, as you mentioned. He can go talk to teams now. They can offer him, whatever money, and the Ravens can just match it. And if it's too much for them, or if they don't want to, they get 2 first-rounders for it. So I think he leaves. To just answer Dylan's point, I think it's just gone on way too long. Should have signed him a while ago. I know Josh wasn't fully chewing on him, but I mean, you got an MVP level quarterback who's not MVP level. He's won MVP. I think he still plays at that level. As Josh talking about injuries, I mean, I know he gets injured a bunch, but that Ravens team was hit with injuries yet again through another season, especially with Lamar. So I don't understand why they didn't wrap this up sooner. You saw them without him, and with him, it's a very different team. So I think it goes to Carolina. That's my guess. So I think that's where I'll put it out there. I think it goes to Carolina somehow, some way.
It's an interesting one. Mikey, were the Vikings contenders or pretenders this year? I think they were pretenders, 100%. If you're talking about the past season, coming into this next year, I think the same thing. They just can't do it. Pretenders. They won the division. They did what I thought that they should have done, and then they just lost to the Giants. I know it was a red-hot team. Kind of reminds me of the Knicks a little bit, the Giants. But
That's nice.
Right? Yeah, it reminds me a little bit of the Knicks. Maybe make some noise in the playoffs, upset one of those high teams. But yeah, I thought they were pretenders, and Denise just goes to show, and I think this point is so true. Even in free agency this year, if you look at receivers as well, the market is very slim. Just goes to show what the quarterback pool is like, the way they're throwing money at these not great quarterbacks. I agree, Daniel Jones just got paid. Even though he had a great year with a bunch of practice squad players, I still think it's a lot of money to be thrown around. However, I just want to thank everybody for joining the show tonight on this agenda-free. Scooby, Aaron for hopping in the chat. I want to thank everybody in the comments. I want to thank Mikey, first-time commenter, for joining out of YouTube. Thank you, Mikey, for joining. And I also want to say, everybody, tonight we will be posting our Timeout Talks March Madness pool. It is a $20 buy-in. You will win the $20. You will win the buy-in, the pot. You will also win a free ice shaker and a free Make It Mac customized T-shirt when you win. All St. Patrick's Day themed. So just want to thank everybody for joining. As always, I'm going to turn it over to Ben.
I just want to echo that. I just appreciate everybody for commenting. Shout out for Aaron and Scooby for joining. Killed it as always, those two. Al Horford, shout out to him, and shout out to Cambridge football. Killed it with those ones. Just everybody too. Just comments. Killed it as always. Mikey, first time commenter. Welcome. Hopefully you can keep commenting with us. Just go join in that pool. $20 buy-in. It's going to be always a fun time with us. Always great to just get everyone together and have a little competition over there. I just want to echo this. Go Bruins. Watch out Celtics. Come on. Step it up.